In this movie, I'll show you how to change the shape and size of your artboards. I've gone ahead and restored the saved version of 8pagenewsletter.ai found inside the O2 Artboards folder. Now, the first thing I'd like you to do, just to make sure that you and I are on the same page, is to go up to the View menu and make sure that the Smart Guides command is turned on. If you see a check mark, everything's good. If not, go ahead and choose the command. You also have a keyboard shortcut of Control-U, that's Command-U on a Mac. And what Smart Guides do is they allow you to align objects inside of your illustration as well as artboards on the fly. The next step, of course, is to switch to the Artboard tool, which you can get by pressing Shift-O, or you can just click on it here inside the toolbox. But before I do that, I want you to notice something. At this point, you can see that page 1 is active because it has a black outline, whereas page 2, or Artboard 2 if you prefer, is not selected, nor are any of the others, because they have gray outlines. If you click on, let's say, Artboard 4, you can see that it gets the black outline because it's now active and the others are inactive. You'll also see a number 4 down here in the bottom left corner of the window. Illustrator goes ahead and numbers artboards automatically in the order you create them. You can override that, however, as I'll show you in a later movie. Now I'll go ahead and switch to the Artboard tool. And notice that Artboard 4 is highlighted. So I just want you to see that the artboard that's selected in the standard mode also becomes selected here inside the Artboard mode. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to Artboard 1 by clicking on it. And notice that you have these handles that are surrounding the artboard. If you drag one of the handles, then you'll resize the artboard on the fly. And see those green lines? Those are the Smart Guides. So I've got one Smart Guide on the far right side of the artboard, and another down there at the bottom that's showing me that I have a center intersection. So I know that I'm exactly aligned to the right side of pages 2 and 6, as well as the center of the bottom row of artboards. Now I'm going to drag this bottom handle down until I get alignment with the bottom of those artboards. And I now have this large artboard that includes 1, 2, 5, and 6. And has independent artboards inside of it for 2, 5, and 6, which can be a very useful way to work if you want to have one large artboard that includes all the artwork inside of a document, for example, as well as independent artboards for each item. It's a great way to organize and control the output of your artwork. You also have some options that are available to you up here in the options bar. Notice I have these orientation icons, so I can switch from portrait to landscape just by clicking on it. You can also select from preset artboard sizes, such as the popular page sizes letter here in the States and A4 in Europe and elsewhere. I'll go ahead and select A4 for now. You also have numerical control over the size and location of your artboard. Let's say I want to go ahead and switch mine back to 6 by 8 inches. I'd go ahead and highlight the width value, and you can do that, by the way, just by clicking on the letter next to it. So I'll click on the W, and I'll change it to 6IN, and then press the Tab key, and I'll change the height value, which is now active, to 8IN in order to reset the size of that page. Notice, however, that Illustrator went ahead and resized the artboard with respect to its center, and that's because the center reference point is selected up here in the options bar. If I want to position the artboard with respect to its upper left corner, I go ahead and click on the upper left point inside of that reference matrix. And now I'll change the X value to 0, and then I'll tab to the Y value and change it to 0 as well. And that goes ahead and restores the original location of the page. In order to accept the work, just press the Escape key in order to return to the black arrow tool.